Hey guys, alright. My name's Peyton, and I do stand-up comedy because none of the therapists in Savannah take my insurance. But really, I like doing stand-up comedy because of the sense of control it gives me. You see, because of social anxiety, conversations are kind of terrifying for me. It's like you go into them and you have to adapt and change at any moment based on what the other person says, and you never know what's coming next, and it's just terrifying. But with stand-up and performing in general, I have all the control. I decide what happens. You're sitting down there in quiet subservience, and I'm up here talking, and I have all the power. Like a dictator. And I like to imagine that maybe like Hitler was all like up there doing the speeches like all that, but then like behind the scenes, like his right-hand man comes up and he's like, "Oh, my Führer, what do you want to eat?" And he's sitting there going, "I don't know, maybe Wiener Schnitzel. Oh, you decide." It's very shy. Thank you for inviting me to your lovely home with one couch. Wonderful. So I'm a film major, dramatic writing minor, and I like to keep up to date and in the know about different artists and celebrities and stuff and facts about them because it's part of the industry I want to be in. So let me tell you some interesting celebrity facts about celebrity and artist names. F. Scott Fitzgerald's full name was Forced to be Read in High School, Scott Fitzgerald. LL Cool J's full name is Los Angeles Lakers Cool J. Jay-Z's full name is Jay Zoologist because that's what he majored in college. And T-Pain's full name is Terrible Pain based off of the back injury he sustained as a child. It's very tragic. You guys ever been to the dog track? You know, where they got like the greyhounds and they race around on the track? You can bet on them. It's a lot of fun. I'd highly recommend you go. I mean, the dogs have no idea how to drive the cars. They're just crashing into each other everywhere. Oh, it's a heck of a time. Ice is just like edible glass. That ain't a joke. That's just something I thought of earlier. Shout out to Scott Budzinski, art history professor. So Monopoly's a game that only like maybe 5% of the entire world's population has ever actually finished playing a whole game of. And I think because of that, people like forget what the goal of Monopoly is. The goal of Monopoly is to have a monopoly over this small community or city or country or whatever the board is supposed to represent. And in the United States, having a monopoly of business is illegal. The point of when you win Monopoly is to win via illegal business tactics. That's like if there were board games like Tax Evasion, the board game, or Campaign Fraud, the board game, or Perjury, the board game. Oh, and don't forget Collusion, the board game. However, I did do some research online, and there was already a Trump board game made in 1989 by Milton Bradley, so all those are already covered. Topical. I want to leave you with this. I have trouble. I like reading and I like writing, but I have trouble sometimes, my attention span when it comes to reading for some reason is really short. It doesn't affect me with other things, just reading. But I found a solution is that if I read graphic novels, like long form comic books, because the pictures, it helps me and I can focus longer and read when I read. So, I was at a family gathering and I mentioned in passing, when my grandma was there, oh yeah, I really enjoy reading graphic novels. Christmas rolls around later that year, and I get a present, and I pick it up, and it's about the size of a book, it weighs about a book, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did she remember that little comment I made about graphic novels and get me, a Batman graphic novel or something like that? So I excitedly open it up, and what do I find inside? The book, Night, by Elie Wiesel. Oh, no. Now, if you don't know what the book Night by Elie Wiesel is about, let me tell you. Night by Elie Wiesel is Elie Wiesel's account of surviving and experiencing the Jewish Holocaust of World War II as a child. It's terrifying, it's tragic, it's very impactful and powerful, but it is a dark, dark book. It was at that moment that I had to specify to my grandmother that the term graphic in graphic novel refers to graphic as in the term for pictures and not graphic meaning horrible genocidal atrocities. And if you think that joke's too dark, my grandmother agrees with you. Yay. That's my time, everybody.